Have you ever wondered why some nights you just can't seem to switch off? Why thoughts race like a restless hurricane, preventing you from finding the peace needed for restorative sleep? Perhaps the answer lies in an ancient wisdom few truly understand. Imagine for a moment that you could access the teachings of one of the wisest masters humanity has ever known, a being who deeply understood the mysteries of the mind, heart, and spirit. Imagine absorbing their millennia-old wisdom precisely when you need it most, when your soul seeks rest and your mind cries out for silence. This isn't just a journey about falling asleep faster. It's an expedition towards self-knowledge, an exploration of the deepest truths residing within you. Because when we learn to quiet the mind through wisdom, we not only sleep better, we live better. Welcome to a transformative experience that goes beyond any conventional relaxation technique. In the next few minutes, you will be guided through 35 profound teachings from Master Ilara, a legendary spiritual guide whose wisdom has transcended generations and continues to touch hearts worldwide. But this isn't a typical self-help video. It's a carefully constructed spiritual journey designed to lead you to a state of genuine inner peace. Every phrase you hear has been selected not only for its poetic beauty, but for its ability to dissolve the tensions that keep your mind agitated. By the end of this experience, you will have absorbed teachings that will not only help you fall asleep more easily, but also accompany you on your daily journey towards wisdom and balance. Prepare to discover how true peace begins from the inside out, and how the right words can be the key to unlocking the deep rest your soul craves. First lesson: do or do not. This is perhaps one of the most powerful phrases ever uttered by Master Ilara, and it carries within it a fundamental truth about the nature of the human mind. When you lie in bed and try to sleep, you are actually creating an inner resistance that blocks the natural flow of sleep. The word try implies doubt, effort, and struggle, three elements that are completely opposite to the state of surrender needed to fall asleep. Master Ilara teaches us that there's a profound difference between doing and trying. Doing is an act of complete surrender to the process. Trying is a form of disguised resistance. When you simply decide to sleep without fighting your thoughts or forcing relaxation, you are applying this ancient wisdom. Allow your body and mind to know that you have chosen rest, and then surrender completely to that choice. Don't try to control every thought that arises. Simply acknowledge that you've made the choice to rest and trust your body's natural process. 15th lesson: always two there are, no more, no less. A master and an apprentice. This lesson speaks to the fundamental balance in life. There are always two forces at play: light and shadow, tension and relaxation, wakefulness and sleep. Master Ilara teaches us that we shouldn't fight this duality, but understand it and work with it. When you're trying to fall asleep, acknowledge that there's a part of you that wants to stay awake, the master of wakefulness, and a part that wants to sleep, the apprentice of rest. Instead of fighting the part that wants to stay awake, thank it for taking care of you during the day, and then gently invite it to rest as well. There's no need for internal conflict. You can honor both parts of yourself and find harmony between them. 16th lesson: haste leads to the dark side. Many people try to force sleep because they're in a hurry to fall asleep. They calculate how many hours of sleep they'll get, worry about their alarm clock, try to speed up the natural process. Master Ilara teaches us that haste is counterproductive. Sleep cannot be forced, it must be invited. When you're in a hurry to fall asleep, you're creating exactly the kind of tension that blocks sleep. Instead, slow down. Become a friend to the process. Enjoy the feeling of lying comfortably. Appreciate the opportunity to finally stop and rest. Sleep will come in its own time, and the more you can relax into the process, the more quickly it will arrive. 18th lesson. Anger, fear, aggression, the dark side they are. If you're going to bed angry, afraid, or aggressive, it will be very difficult to find peace. Master Ilara teaches us that these emotions are doorways to suffering. But this doesn't mean you should suppress them or pretend they don't exist. It means you should acknowledge them, understand where they come from, and then consciously choose to let them go. If you're angry, breathe deeply and ask yourself, what is this anger trying to teach me? If you're afraid, put your hand on your heart and send love to the part of you that's scared. If you're feeling aggressive, acknowledge that this usually comes from feeling threatened or unprotected. Offer yourself compassion for going through these difficult emotions. 19th lesson. You must unlearn what you have learned. Many of us have learned mental habits that are counterproductive to sleep. We've learned to worry, to ruminate, to self-criticize. Master Ilara teaches us that sometimes we need to unlearn these patterns to find our natural wisdom. You were born knowing how to sleep. Babies don't have insomnia because they haven't yet learned to worry about sleep. They simply sleep when they're tired. Try to reconnect with that natural wisdom. Unlearn the idea that you have to sleep a certain way. Unlearn the belief that you need a certain number of hours of sleep to function. Unlearn the habit of criticizing yourself for not falling asleep instantly. Return to the natural simplicity of sleep. 20th lesson. Much to learn you still have. This lesson teaches us humility and patience with ourselves. Perhaps you are still learning to calm your mind, to trust the process, to surrender to rest. This is completely normal and natural. Each night is an opportunity to practice and improve. Don't judge yourself for still being in the learning process. Even the wisest masters continue learning. Embrace your status as a learner. Be curious about what works for you. Experiment with different relaxation techniques. Observe which thoughts are more conducive to sleep and which are more disruptive. Treat each night as a gentle experiment in self-discovery and self-care. 21st lesson. Do or do not, there is no try. This repetition of the fundamental lesson reminds us that sleep is an act of being, not doing. You don't make sleep happen. You allow it to happen. You don't try to sleep. You simply sleep. This subtle but profound difference can completely transform your experience. When you stop trying and simply decide to sleep, you remove the tension and effort that were blocking the natural process. It's like the difference between forcing a door open and simply opening it. Sleep is natural for your body. You just need to get out of the way and let it happen. 22nd lesson. Powerful you will become when you learn self-control. True control isn't about dominating every thought or forcing every outcome. It's about having the inner discipline to choose your responses, even when you can't control the circumstances. When disruptive thoughts arise before bed, you can choose how to respond to them. You can choose compassion instead of self-criticism. You can choose curiosity instead of resistance. You can choose acceptance instead of struggle. This kind of control, the control over your inner responses, is true power. And the more you practice this loving control, the more easily you find peace in any situation. 23rd lesson. The secret to defeating aggression is non-aggression. Sometimes our own mind seems aggressive toward us, bombarding us with worries, criticisms, and anxieties. Master Ilara teaches us that we shouldn't respond to aggression with more aggression. Don't fight against your agitated thoughts. That only creates more agitation. Instead, respond with non-aggression, with kindness, patience, and compassion. When your mind is being critical, respond with self-love. When it's being anxious, respond with reassurance. When it's being restless, respond with calm. You can disarm the aggression of your own mind through non-resistance and loving acceptance. 24th lesson. When you understand what you consume, different you will be. Truly understanding the nature of sleep and the mind can completely transform your experience. You are not your thoughts. You are the observer of your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are the conscious space where emotions arise and pass. You are not your worries. You are the awareness that witnesses them. When you truly understand this, you stop identifying so intensely with each thought and emotion that arises. You can observe them with more detachment and less reactivity. This understanding brings a profound freedom, the freedom to choose how to respond to your own inner experience. 25th lesson. Your focus determines your reality. What you focus on expands. If you focus on your inability to sleep, that inability becomes bigger and more real. If you focus on your fears and worries, they dominate your experience. But if you focus on the feeling of relaxation, on gratitude for being in a comfortable bed, on the peace that's available in the present moment, those experiences expand. Master Ilara teaches us that we have the power to choose our focus, and that choice determines our reality. Where are you placing your attention now? Are you focusing on what's wrong or what's right? Are you focusing on what you lack or what you have? Your ability to direct your focus is one of the most powerful tools you possess. 26th lesson. Patience you must have, my young Padawan. Patience is a gift you can give yourself. Be patient with the process of falling asleep. Be patient with your agitated thoughts. Be patient with your difficult emotions. Be patient with your body as it settles into rest. Patience isn't passivity. It's an active form of self-love. It's the ability to remain centered and calm even when things aren't happening the way you'd like. When you are patient with yourself, you create an inner space of peace where sleep can naturally emerge. Lesson 27. Your future is clear if always in motion. This paradoxical wisdom teaches us that the future becomes clear not when we try to control it, but when we learn to flow with it. When you're lying in bed worrying about the future, remember that the future is always shifting, always evolving. Your concerns about what might happen are based on a static version of the future that doesn't exist. The real future is dynamic, full of possibilities you can't yet see. Trust that you have the wisdom and flexibility to adapt to whatever comes. Don't try to solve the future today. Simply trust your ability to handle it when it arrives. Lesson 29. A powerful ally is the force. Life creates it, makes it grow. There is a vital force that flows through you. Some call it the force, others universal energy, others divine love. This force doesn't depend on you being awake to function. In fact, it often does its best work when you're asleep. During sleep, your body repairs itself, your mind organizes itself, your soul restores itself. When you go to sleep, you're surrendering to this greater force, allowing it to work through you. It's not a surrender of defeat, it's a surrender of trust. You're trusting in the larger process of life, in the wisdom of your body, in the intelligence of the universe. This surrender is an act of faith and courage. Lesson 30. Continuous destiny, hard to see. Master Ilara reminds us that we can't see the whole way ahead, and that this is actually a blessing. If you could see all the challenges and difficulties that will come, you would be overwhelmed. If you could see all the joys and successes that will come, you might become impatient. The unknowing is a gift that allows you to live one day at a time, one night at a time, one moment at a time. In this moment, you don't need to know how everything will work out. You only need to know that you are safe now, that you are cared for now, that you are exactly where you need to be. The future will take care of itself. Your job is to be present to this moment. Lesson 31. Mind what you have learned. Save you it can. The lessons you've learned about peace, compassion, patience, and surrender are not just intellectual concepts. They are practical tools that can save you from mental and emotional turmoil. When you apply these lessons in your daily life, you develop a foundation of inner peace that no external circumstance can shake. Remember these lessons not only when you're trying to sleep, but throughout your day. The more you practice these qualities during the day, the more naturally they will be available to you at night. Lesson 32. Adventure? Excitement? A Jedi does not seek these things. There is a profound beauty in stillness, in quietude, in simplicity. Our culture teaches us to constantly seek stimulation, excitement, the next big thing. But Master Ilara teaches us that there is a deeper satisfaction in finding peace with what is. When you lie down to sleep, you are choosing stillness over stimulation, peace over excitement, being over doing. This is not boring, this is profound. It's an opportunity to connect with your deeper nature, to rest in your own being, to find satisfaction in simply existing. Value this moment of stillness. Lesson 33. Pride is weakness, humility is strength. Sometimes our resistance to sleep comes from pride. We don't want to give up or give in. We want to stay in control, stay alert, stay productive. But Master Ilara teaches us that true strength comes from humility, from the willingness to surrender, to admit that we can't control everything, to trust in something greater than ourselves. Going to sleep requires humility. It requires admitting that you need rest, that you're not invincible, that you're part of natural rhythms bigger than your individual will. This humility is actually a sign of wisdom and strength. Lesson 34. Understand me not, clear it is to me. What seems confusing and complicated to your conscious mind may be perfectly clear to your inner wisdom. Master Ilara teaches us that there is a form of knowing that transcends rational understanding. It's the wisdom of the heart, of intuition, of connection to something greater. When you're trying to understand how to sleep, you're using the rational mind, which is naturally active and analytical. But your body already knows how to sleep. Your soul already knows how to rest. Trust that inner wisdom. Stop trying to understand the process and simply surrender to it. Sometimes what makes no sense to the mind makes perfect sense to the heart. Lesson 35. Always in motion is the future. This final lesson brings us back to the power of the present moment. The future you're planning, worrying about, trying to control, it's always shifting. Your anxieties about tomorrow are based on possibilities that may not even materialize. The only moment that truly exists is this one. You lying in your bed, your body relaxing, your mind finally finding peace. This is the real moment, the moment that matters, the moment where life truly happens. When you anchor your attention in this present moment, all worries about the future naturally dissolve. There's nothing to solve now, nothing to plan now, nothing to control now. There is only this moment of peace, this moment of rest, this moment of complete surrender to the natural process of sleep. As these words of wisdom echo in your mind, allow them to settle deep within your heart. Each teaching from Master Ilara that you've absorbed today isn't just a pretty phrase. It's a key to unlock the inner peace that's always been available to you. You've learned that sleep isn't something you do, but something you allow. You've discovered that fighting your thoughts only creates more turmoil, but gentle acceptance opens the doors to rest. You've understood that fear and rushing are obstacles, but patience and trust are powerful allies on your journey to restorative sleep. Remember that you are more than your racing thoughts, stronger than your worries, wiser than your fears. You carry within you a light that no darkness can extinguish, a peace that no storm can disturb, a wisdom that no confusion can cloud. When you lie down to sleep, you're not just resting your body. You're reconnecting with your essential nature, with the part of you that is always at peace, always in balance, always in harmony with the natural flow of life. The lessons you've learned today don't end when you fall asleep. They'll continue to work on you, influencing your dreams, guiding your subconscious, preparing you to awaken wiser and more centered. Each time you apply these teachings, whether it's to fall asleep or to handle any life challenge, you'll be honoring the ancient wisdom that Master Ilara represents. You'll becoming more like the Jedi you truly are, calm in the face of storms, wise in the face of confusion, loving in the face of fear. Now, as you prepare to surrender completely to rest, carry these words in your heart. May the Force be with you. But remember, the Force isn't something external that may or may not be present. The Force is your own essential nature, your own inner light, your own infinite capacity to find peace in any circumstance. It's always with you because it is you. When you sleep, you're surrendering to this greater force, trusting its wisdom, allowing it to work through you. If this video brought peace to your heart and wisdom to your mind, consider sharing it with someone who might also need this message of hope and tranquility. Leave a comment below sharing which of these lessons touched your heart most, or how you plan to apply these teachings in your life. And if you wish to continue this journey of spiritual growth and inner discovery, consider subscribing to our channel, where we continue exploring the depths of human wisdom through the voices of the wisest masters ever created. May you sleep soundly, dream peacefully, and awaken renewed. May these words of wisdom become a part of you, guiding your steps not only towards sleep, but towards a more conscious, centered, and fulfilling life. Remember, you already possess everything you need to find peace. Sometimes you just need a gentle reminder of where to look. Good night, young Padawan. May the Force, your own inner strength, always be with you.